Hey, greeting of the day. I'm the Salty Captain, and here with me today is GaBane. Who's going to be
Hello.
participating in the Gwent Worldwide Streamer Tournament starting this
Mm.
Monday and going until Thursday, June 30th. We're super excited. It's going to be a great devotion tournament, but we wanted you to be able to get to know the players a little more, so we've got this interview. GaBane, great to have you, and thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Imagine not knowing me already, but for those of you who don't, hello, and also I'm joking, obviously. I'm new on the scene, so I'm pretty sure many people don't know me yet. Well, I'm new on the streaming scene at least, but yeah.
GaBane has been around, he's very humble. He's been around top 64 for a long time, and we're certainly glad and excited to have him here in the tournament.
Thank you. I'm excited to participate as well because I'm a big enjoyer of deck building, and I felt it's interesting to do a new format, basically.
Hell yeah. So we've got some rapid fire questions, some long answer
Let's do
questions for you.
it.
So we'll jump on in. First and foremost, where are you from? What country do you call home?
So I'm from Georgia. I'm from the little country Georgia, but I stream in English, French, and Russian. Not in Georgian because I don't have Georgian viewers, but you can
Excellent.
talk in any of those languages on my stream.
And are you currently part of any esports Gwent team or any Gwent-based communities?
Yes, I am a proud member of the team Elder Blood. The boys are fantastic. They are the ones who actually brought me to a higher competitive level, and I'm very happy to be there.
Would love to see it. How long have you been playing Gwent?
I've been playing Gwent since beta, since when there were three rows, the three row stuff. I don't remember how it was called exactly. Was it
Uh-huh.
beta? I think it was beta, right? When there were three rows before Homecoming.
That's right.
So yeah, I've been playing since then, and I fell in love with the game and haven't left it. I
Half
haven't left it since then.
half a decade is a long time to do anything,
It
but
is. It
in
is.
that time, I'm sure that you've developed a favorite faction. What is it?
Yes, I'm a big engine player, so you can probably guess that I'm a Northern Realm enjoyer. And by engine, I don't mean siege engine. I mean cards that stay on board and do stuff.
And that's a just to mention across all of the interviews, something I keep hearing from a lot of the players is that they love the idea of setting up a board state, setting up a win condition, and being able to do to see the fruits of that work. So I'm sure that that's something you enjoy as well. Talking about NR
Um,
engines.
Actually, I'm very. Something you could call a purist. There are some strategies that I will not play because I don't like them unless I'm tryharding really hard for a competitive reason. For example, I don't like playing any kind of combo decks. I dislike combo decks of any kind. I mostly don't play them. I'm not a big fan of point slam either, for example. Those are two kind of things I don't really play. But if I'm tryharding, I will play them.
But engines are definitely something in your wheelhouse.
Yes, which I miss a lot. By the way, I'm gonna give myself a small plug if I'm allowed and say I'm the one who was the first to take the alumni deck to 2600 to build it as you knew it back then. And then it was modified a bit, but I was pretty much the first one who built the archetype, and I have the videos to prove it. So that tells you the kind of decks I enjoy. I'm not saying it to brag, I'm just saying it to show what kind of decks I really enjoy, and alumni perfectly represents what kind of decks I like to play.
And so to that end, do you have a favorite archetype?
Favorite archetype. Again, I would say if my favorite archetype would be some kind of engine-based archetype. Something that's something like alumni, something like movement Scoia'tael, something like I'm trying to think of older decks that played engines. I can't remember, but yeah, I don't like playing control and I don't like playing combo, so that basically leaves us with engine decks, which I enjoy. I don't know if that answers correctly, but
100%. Speaking of things that we like and don't, fill in the blank for
yeah,
me. V decks
are what made me quit the game for 2 years. Actually, true.
that's I believe it. I just it's there's still I maybe I just haven't interviewed any of the monster player favorites, but I still haven't had anybody say anything nice about V.
And it's actually the deck that made me quit the game for the longest period of time. I'm not sure for how long, but I remember when V was meta, I just completely stopped playing for like until the Sand Coup expansion. From V to the Sand Coup, I wasn't playing, if I remember correctly. Or not playing fully, at least.
Sure. And then on the other side of the house, clog decks are
Pog. I'm a big clog enjoyer. But just a little, I'm gonna specify, I've never played clog when it was meta. When it was, until it got nerfed, I've never played it. I've only played it after it got nerfed. So I was only memeing with it. I've never played it competitively.
I like it. Speaking of likes, some quick hits for you. Yen or Triss?
Dijkstra.
Hell yeah. Geralt or Jaskier?
Dijkstra.
What's your favorite Gwent card? Dijkstra.
No, actually not. My favorite Gwent card would be Draugr, I think. Art-wise, flavor-wise. I love the art and the voice lines. We enter the fray! It's like the best voice line in my opinion.
It's super good. I love that. That's a great answer. What is your least favorite card, either in terms of the card art or the mechanic?
So, not for how it is today, but because of how it traumatized me, I think it might... Well, I'm not going to say it's my least favorite, because the flavor is fantastic and the art is fantastic. But the card that frustrated me the most has to be Sunset Wonders. When it was just released, it was probably my least favorite meta of all time, when it was basically Meal versus Hypersyn. I really disliked it. It traumatized me.
Fair enough.
It's probably not my least favorite, but that's the one I immediately think of when you ask me the question.
I'm glad to see that you've recovered from that trauma.
I have.
For the moment right now, your favorite book, movie, or song? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
My favorite book is Wind Up Bird Chronicles by Murakami. My favorite movie has to be The Green Mile, I would say. And what was the last one?
Movie, book, or song?
Oh, it was or. I answered all three. Well, I don't really have a favorite song, but here we go for book and movie.
I love it. Would you rather meet your favorite celebrity or have your favorite fictional character come to life?
Oh, of course, fictional character. I don't think there's any celebrity I'd care to meet. I'm not really a celebrity kind of guy, unless we can consider big Gwent names as celebrities. There's a few guys I'd like to meet as friends, but
Sure.
There's not really any celebrity straight up that I'd care too much to meet, I guess.
Sure, and Dijkstra.
And Dijkstra, yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most afraid, how afraid are you of heights?
8 or 9, I'd say. I hate heights. I'd give it a solid 9, I think.
That's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
If you had a silk robe, would you wear it every day and why?
Okay, so I do have a silk robe, but I do not wear it every day. And why do I have it? I'm not going to say why I'm wearing it or not, but I have it because I lived in China for a while, and you could buy this kind of stuff, and I thought they looked cool. So I do have one.
Okay, robe stream, got it.
Robe stream someday.
Pet lion or a pet eagle?
I like things that cannot eat me, so I think I'd go for eagle.
Coffee, tea, or energy drink?
Tea. If I drink even one drop of something that has caffeine in it, I'm not gonna sleep for the whole night. I'm very sensitive to caffeine.
So you've heard it here first, folks. When he goes on his marathon streams, GaBane does it uncaffeinated, raw, from the gun.
Absolutely.
Name a word that immediately comes to mind that starts with the letter Q.
Qcento, the guy who makes Gwent decks. I actually haven't watched his channel too much, but every time I play against a weird deck on ladder, my chat is like, that's a Qcento deck. So that's the first thing that came up to my mind when we think of Gwent.
Hell yeah. Speaking of which, what's the most consecutive hours that you've ever streamed Gwent?
Actually, I'm new to streaming, so I've been streaming for like 2 or 3 months, and I usually do 2 or 3 times per day, so I don't stream consecutively too long. But the longest one was not on my channel, interestingly. My longest stream was on Nick R's channel, where we casted the qualifiers together, and we both had to stay from the beginning to the end because his champion and my champion both made it to the end. Like I was rooting for Puzzle Express and he was rooting for Magpie, and both and their duel was the last game, so we both had to stay until the very end.
Yeah, you can't ruin the juju, right? Like
Exactly.
you're giving him that push, from afar. I love it.
Exactly.
For you, what's your favorite memory from Gwent? Either a game, a tournament, an interaction. When I say that, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you as a favorite memory?
Honestly, I have lots of them, but the first one that came to mind is the fact that when I started Gwent, the very first time I started Gwent, so I was coming from a Hearthstone background. I was pretty good at Hearthstone as well, but the thing that frustrated me is I felt the more the game progressed, the least my plays mattered, and the least you could do deck building, because meta decks were too strong, and you couldn't do any creative deck building. So when I started Gwent, it was on PS3 back then, I think, if I remember correctly. I made it to pro rank in the first week of playing with a deck I completely made myself, which also happened to be an unknown archetype at the time. And that blew my mind so much that just after 1 week of starting the game without paying any money, without net decking, and without properly understanding everything, I managed to build my own deck, and it was good enough to take me to pro. So
that's awesome.
It would have been that.
That's so cool. That's such a great I think example of what a lot of us have said, which is just that we love the plurality of Gwent, which is why we don't prefer metas where there's only a handful of decks that are playable, because you just love the opportunity to have those experiences.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I actually think the best meta is when the decks are weak, interestingly. I think the weaker the best decks are, the more fun the meta is. The other end of the spectrum is you cannot have no meta, because then it's just random stuff playing random everything. You need to have an idea of something that is played, right? Even if you want to counter it. So there has to be a meta, but it doesn't have to be too polarized. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, 100%, because when the strongest decks are a country mile away from the next tier, then you lose the plurality and the diversity that you would be able to have. But if
absolutely
the spectrum, like you said, if it's just an absolute pile of decks.
If there's like 20 tier 1 decks, it's just a matchup roulette, right? You match into a good deck, you win. You match into a bad deck, you lose.
100%.
So,
what is your favorite non-Gwent game of the moment?
Good question. I'm a huge gamer, so I play lots of games. Right now, I'm replaying two games I've already played. One is from my childhood. I'm replaying Pikmin. If any of you know Pikmin, it was a GameCube game. I really loved it, and I'm replaying it right now, 20 years later. And I'm also playing right now at Dragon Quest IX. I'm a big Dragon Quest fan.
I'm pretty sure I remember the first character from some of the Smash Bros. Melee games, but
yep.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Melee on GameCube. It brings back a lot of memories for me.
I loved Smash as well. I played lots of Smash back in the day.
That's awesome. Well, hey, GaBane, this has been a great conversation. Where can viewers come find you for your stream and other content?
It's been a pleasure, my friend. And you can find me at twitch.tv/GaBane22. You can come and talk to me in French, Russian, English, or even Georgian. I'm pretty sure we have lots of viewers who are actually Russian speaking. There's a big Russian speaking community. So if you'll allow me, I'll say hello in Russian as well. Please. Because I feel like I'm the only Russian speaking streamer participating in the tourney, as far as I know.
The floor is yours.
Всем привет, ребята, большое спасибо за поддержку, большое спасибо за все. Смотрите турик, будет весело, будет классно. И увидимся уже во время игр, наверное. I said thank you for the support, thank you for watching, and it will be a very fun tournament, and I hope you'll be watching, is basically what I said.
Hell yeah. Well, again, GaBane, thanks so much for taking some time out with us, and good luck this week as we look forward to you crushing some competition in the Gwent Worldwide Streamer Tournament.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, and I will do my best. It was a pleasure.
It was. We'll see you all soon. Take care.
Take care.